fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
And how you doing on this beautiful day?
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But it's a little hot. It's a little hot for me.
Hey, the hotter the better. I'm Italian.
Yeah, well, that's spicy. That's spicy food. As far as heat goes outside and humidity, not good for my hair that's growing back.
All right. It is so long.
It's long
I
for
love
what
the
it
cut.
was.
Where did you have it done?
Well, you know I had it done at Anthony Vincent Salon.
Oh, okay. You have a good stylist there? Or?
I have the best stylists there.
Oh, good. Good.
Yes.
Glad to hear that.
It's all about that.
I wanted to ask a question
Okay.
today. This is a subject that's been coming up a lot with our clients.
Mm-hmm.
It's how do you stop comparing yourself to your ex's new girlfriend
Or boyfriend.
or boyfriend?
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's whether you're coming out of a long-term relationship or even a casual 6-week thing. Things always end up a little awkward and uncomfortable, and somebody's...
Well, unfortunately, there's so much with social media that sometimes you just, you can't help but see the new person in your ex's life.
Yeah, that's right. But over time, the pain of a breakup really subsides. Things get a little easier.
And then, like I said, pop up right on, your social status. There you see him or her and looking at who he's with. And that's uncomfortable. And then these crazy feelings happen and you get uncomfortable and that insecurity thing happens. And before you know it, you're like, oh, God, what's going on here? Why am I even feeling this way?
But Elise, it's really hard not to be curious about a new person.
You're absolutely going to be curious.
Old flame's life, you can't help it.
You can't help yourself. You absolutely. But then before you know it, curiosity turns into this crazy, pure insanity, and you have this insanity happening and this plummeting feeling inside yourself. And the thing is, it's not even about the other person. It's about you. It's got to do with what's going on inside of you, because let's face it, even if your guy is with another guy, you're still going to be saying, why does that guy have a flatter stomach than me, or better legs, or better arms? Everybody is different. And the truth of the matter is...
But you can't help comparing...
You can't help it.
Yourself, your general appearance, your success, or or
Because
anything. You start to nitpick.
But you see, that's about you. That has to do with what's going on inside of you.
Mm-hmm. But why the why the masochism? Why the lack of self-love? Why can't you figure out how to stop? Why? Why do we compare ourselves to our ex's new romance? And how do we stop doing it?
Okay. So here's how you stop doing things like that. First of all, again, when you're comparing yourself to your ex's new partner or your current partner's last partner.
What?
Yeah, your current partner that you're with, his or her last partner, okay? It's because you want to be the one and only. And that's just not possible.
Special.
Yes. And since you can't be the one and only, you want to be the best one that there ever was.
Oh.
Yes. And the truth of the matter is, all this comparing probably just means that you don't feel as great as you could or should, and you just need some validation.
The validation.
Yeah.
You ever wonder if that new one is an upgrade from you?
It's interesting that you say that. A lot of people actually go there, and the truth of the matter is that your ex is an ex for a reason. Mm-hmm. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So don't go back there. There's a reason that you're not with that person on a romantic level anymore.
That's right.
Because it didn't mesh.
Yeah, and you very seldom question the reason you're leaving a relationship until you see your ex with somebody new.
And that's when that happens. But again, and I say this all the time, your ex is an ex for a reason. So don't go back there. And everybody is different with different people. So you can pay attention to see how, your ex-boyfriend is acting with this new girlfriend, and he might be doing something different with her. Of course he's going to do something different with her. Everybody brings something else out bring out something different in each person that you're with.
Whether it's good or bad.
Exactly. Exactly. And so you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and you shouldn't care because it doesn't have anything to do with you.
That's right.
And this is not about you. This is everybody has the right to move on and to be with somebody and not to be lonely.
And to be happy. And if you find yourself comparing yourself to them, remind yourself
of things that you're proud of.
Yes.
And
whether it's an accomplishment or work.
Or the little baby puppy that you just adopted or rescued.
Rescued, not adopted. We don't adopt, we don't buy.
I just want to say that. Rescued.
We rescue.
Listen, typically we size ourselves up and we compare ourselves. We can't help it. It's just how we value ourselves.
Oh.
And self-value and self-worth, that's huge. That's huge. I myself do that. You know that I do that. I talk to you about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's an uncomfortable thing. And so you have to turn that around and just remember, it doesn't matter what he sees in her that he didn't see in me. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you see in yourself, and you be the best person that you can be.
That's right. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a better match for him.
No, you're obviously not.
Yeah.
Or here's the best part. He's not the better match for you.
She's just different than you are.
Exactly. So where they meld, that's what happens.
So the fact that our ex is dating someone different than us says a lot more about our ex than it really does about us.
Exactly. That's what we were just talking about.
I knew I heard it somewhere. Okay, so.
And again, you broke up for a reason.
Now.
Right?
Yes, I can speak from experience. The women that I dated and those that who I was exclusive with dramatically changed over time.
And that's because as we grow, we change over time. We ourselves change.
That's right. The gals that I dated in my 20s are nothing like the girls I dated in my 30s. And now that I'm 40, no one compares to my lady. I mean, she loves me like crazy. Why she loves me, I have no idea.
Me either.
But thank you.
No problem.
Brute.
Oh, there's nothing I can do about that. You set yourself up.
It's best not to get hung up on the details. Some people just aren't a good fit.
No.
And some people are a perfect fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I like the perfect
So tell
fit.
me, what do you do to finally stop Googling her?
Okay. So here's the thing. You have to just stop doing anything like that. It's a terrible habit. It is. It's something that just gets under your skin and you become obsessed with it. Stop.
Right.
Just stop. Unfollow him. Stop following anybody. You are your own person. You are your own life. You need to just be with yourself.
Like an addiction. Take it one day at a time.
Yeah. And Liz, you know what? I know it's really hard. It's really hard to imagine your life without the person that was in it for however long, even 6 weeks, because that becomes, after 4 days, it becomes a habit. So
I get attached.
Lose your attachments. Attachments, that's not the way to do it. You cannot be attached to somebody and love them. And you have to love yourself first.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
yes.
It's really a difficult thing to imagine, loving yourself, but, it's possible. It takes a little discipline. And by the way, you have to like yourself.
You have to
first.
like yourself, you have to love yourself, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to remember the most important thing, there is a reason you are no longer with that person.
That's right.
There is a reason, a good one.
And just as we said, a few minutes before, you probably were different 10 years ago than you are now.
Exactly.
And maybe very different, and that calls for different partners.
Everything in your life that happens to you changes you.
That's right. Absolutely does.
Everything changes you. You go through an illness, you're changed. You go through a loss, you're changed. You go through
a co-host, you change.
Yeah. I can go through my co-host right now and make it change. But beyond that, everything changes you.
That's right. And if you accept that version of the way your life goes, it'll be better.
Well, the best way you can live life, honestly, is to just go with the flow. Make plans, do great things, but go with the flow of what's going on. Because once it's like being in a river. If you're going upstream, it's going to be a lot harder than if you're following the way the river flows.
That's right. And there's just compatibility for different people
and
at different times in your life.
Exactly.
Yes. So, as you said, getting over somebody is hard, especially when they look happy with that new girl.
Yeah.
Or guy.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially to see that. So don't look. That's the point. Don't look at your ex. There's no reason for that. Again,
you might turn to stone or melt,
or a salt pillar. When you turn around, you look. There's no reason to look. You don't need to see that ex person.
That's right. The best revenge is living well.
The best revenge is taking care of yourself.
Right.
The best revenge is being happy. And there's always a way to be happy.
We're going to take a quick break, and Trend Radio continues right after this on 920 The Jersey. We'd like to thank Artis, a place to live and grow for seniors with cognitive disorders, where empowerment, pride, and fulfillment define memory care. If you're joining us just now, we are Anthony, Vincent, and Elise, together, Trend Radio, where we talk about love, lust, romance, and sex.
Mostly sex. And we are fortunate enough to have with us this fabulous gal, Andra from Single Glow.
Hello.
Hello there, Andra.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Single Glow brings sunshine to all of us.
It's all about the glow.
It is about the glow. It's the glow.
It is. It's all about the glow. That's something special about you. That special love in your heart, the momentum to move forward, and the courage to always be your true self. That is the meaning of glow in Single Glow.
Well, good. Tell
Yes.
us,
Yes.
what exactly is Single Glow for those of us who are listening and don't know what it is?
Well, if you don't know what Single Glow is about, basically Single Glow is changing the way singles meet. And now you'll be able to spot the symbol, the official symbol for singles, and meet people, not profiles, face to face, the way it should be.
And I have to say what this official symbol is.
Like the old days.
It's
Yes.
an X inside an O. It's a kiss and a hug all wrapped up together.
Yes,
That
isn't
is the symbol for Single Glow.
That's right. And it's been passed by the United States Trademark Office. It was not an easy test to do.
I'm sure.
It wasn't, especially in the beginning when I could not tell anyone what it was, including my kids. Like I kept it from them for 10 months.
Well, you had to.
That was very, very hard.
I'm sure
to
it
do.
was.
Yeah. But
especially when you're so excited about something, but you had to make sure that you made it yours.
Yes, I had
so
to make
that
sure it was
you
locked
could
in.
own it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I know just from knowing you that you have some fabulous stories. And we would love to hear some of them. I know you have something with Bruce Springsteen. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I got to tell you, I never knew who Bruce Springsteen was ever because, I'm born and raised in the Bronx and Baychester Projects, housing development.
Sure.
And we didn't really listen to Bruce Springsteen. So when I moved to New Jersey back when I was about 13 and a half, I came to New Jersey and still didn't know about Bruce Springsteen. When I was 17 years old, I went to my girlfriend's house and she had his album on one of those electric organs. And she says, I got a Bruce Springsteen album for my birthday. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like, who is Bruce Springsteen? She's like, you never heard of Bruce Springsteen? I was like, I really didn't. So, okay, so now let's fast forward. So back in 1984, I was engaged to a guy named Jimmy, and his cousin was playing in a band called the Bangs. Did you ever hear them? They're from Union City.
I have never heard of the Bangs, but I'll look them up.
Well, that was Bruce Springsteen's one of his favorite bands.
Okay.
So it just so happened that we go see his cousin at a club called Xanadu. Do you remember Xanadu?
Yes, that I remember.
Yes. And we walk in, and someone said, there's Bruce Springsteen. And being that I remembered who he was from my girlfriend on her electric piano, I went up to Bruce Springsteen, and we clicked right away. He invited me to sit down, and we were talking, and I was a manager at Jack LaLanne's at the time, so I was trying to sell him a membership. He's like, "You're really good." He goes, he was a member somewhere else, but then he was telling me about his Born in the USA album coming out, and we talked for literally, it was about an hour and a half.
That is so cool.
And he bought me a drink, and we're talking, and I had to go. He's like, "Would you like another drink?" And I says, "Well, I have to go back. I'm here with people," and so we stand up.
You walked away from Bruce Springsteen?
I did, because,
I know. You were with people. I'm like, wait. You were with people.
I'm with people. I didn't know. So anyway, so we stand up and we hug. He's like, "You are so hilarious." He goes, "I will never forget you." I'm like,
That's
"Yeah,
awesome.
Okay, yeah, right." So he's like, "How do you say your name again?" I said, "It's Andra." He said, "Oh, that's like saying Sandra without the S, Andra." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's a great way to say my name." So, we hugged and I went back to my group.
I actually, when I talk about you, when I say your name, I say, it's like Sandra without an S.
Right.
I do say that.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's me and Bruce Springsteen. We know. We got this.
Yeah, they have
Because
a
I know if
connection.
you ever, what'd you say?
They have a connection.
Yeah, a connection. You guys are connected. So, and it's really not about the whole, Single Glow is not about Bruce Springsteen.
Sure,
It's just,
no, I know.
It's totally not about, it's for a single community, but it's just weird how things happen. So a couple weeks later, he was having a concert, and I said, let me go check out this Bruce Springsteen person.
Yeah.
So I go to the Brendan Byrne Arena. Now it's not the Brendan Byrne Arena.
No, it's not.
Exactly. So I'm in the audience, and this is God's honest truth. I couldn't even have made any of this stuff up, even if I tried to. And I'm in the, in the audience, and I envisioned Single Glow there. The EXO, Single Glow, I envisioned it at a stadium, because I just noticed people were looking around and who was single, and I just observe all that. So
Right.
It came into my heart. Single Glow was created at a Bruce Springsteen concert at the Brendan Byrne Arena back in 1984. No lie.
So
This is the
that's
truth.
That's perfect. So then you went forward with that.
Well, no, I didn't go forward with that. That was in 81. So I kept this to myself, and I just lived life. And then it was September the 12th, 2009. I go to my mom's house, and she comes down with these beads and all these necklaces and stuff. And for some reason, ding, 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 like this thing, Single Glow, was starting to come into my heart. So I was like, okay, what is going on here? The next day, my friend Scott, he invites me. He's like, "Well, why don't you come over?" He goes, "and we'll catch up on life." I walk into this is honest truth. I walk into his living room, and up on his widescreen TV they were doing a documentary of Bruce Springsteen.
Of course.
Okay. So sure enough, there's Bruce Springsteen working on a dream comes on, and there's Bruce Springsteen laying on his back, looking up at the sky with his legs curled underneath him, like his guitar was laying over his waist, and wham, Working on a Dream came on. And I have to tell you, I got so emotional. I dropped to my knees, and I cried like a baby. I did. And I said, "I know what I have to do now, Scott. So that day, it came back into my heart. And from September the 13th on, I was full force. So now let's fast forward. Now I go down to the Bay and I write this long letter because I was going to, give it to Bruce Springsteen and have him come on board, And so it was just way too long. And I even have YouTube videos of my girlfriend shortening the letter. This is like years ago that I have a video of her shortening the letter. And actually, she mentioned it while she was getting married. You could see it on YouTube. So, so then now I'm finished the letter, right? So September the 18th, I said, I'm going to go to Asbury Park and I'm going to start handing my letters out to different people. I took 25 letters with me.
Right.
So originally I thought, I wasn't sure if it was a Stone Pony or Xanadu. I was like, so I went into the Stone Pony on September the 18th, 2009, and I said, I think it was Kyle. He doesn't remember, or there was a guy named Mike. I don't know why Mike sticks in my head.
Right.
And I says, I'm coming in. Would you mind if I go in? I want to see if this is where I met Bruce Springsteen and this whole thing happened. He's like, oh, go ahead, sure. I walked in. It wasn't. So that's a whole nother story, how I found out it was Xanadu because I got in contact with my ex-fiance, too. And we, he remembered because he was there when this happened.
Right.
So he goes, Bruce Springsteen's having a little something at the yoga studio. His name is Johnny Clinch.
Okay.
He's a famous photographer. Gosh, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
But
That's
he
okay.
takes pictures of all famous people, and then he makes what do you call it? Like big, pictures of it, like portraits of it. So he was displaying. It's True Blue. He was displaying his portrait, and everybody knew Bruce Springsteen was going to come. So I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're telling me Bruce Springsteen's going to be across the street? This is going great, So I go over there. It was packed. And I handed one. We should really Google it because I can't believe I'm saying his name wrong. But you could even just say Andrew Napoleon, and you could see the story because I met somebody there who was a writer, and he was just so fascinated by my story and by my letter that he wrote an article about me September the 18th, 2009. From that situation. Long story short, Bruce Springsteen didn't show that night, okay? And that was in the article as well, why he didn't show. Okay, now let's fast forward September the 21st. That's his birthday. So my friend Scott goes, today's Bruce Springsteen's birthday. I said, you're kidding me. I'm going to take these letters and I'm going to fling them onto his property and who's going to get one? So sure enough, I did. I went to Kohl's and I got a little dress and
It's Danny Clinch, by the way.
Danny Clinch. Thank you, Danny Clinch. That's and what was it? His he was doing a display True Blue or something. I don't know. I really should read that article again. But so I was determined. I'm like, I'm going to, because now nothing was trademarked. So I could not even, tell anyone besides even my kids. But I was going to tell Bruce Springsteen because when I spoke to my mom, she goes, don't tell anyone. You can only tell Bruce Springsteen. That's it. So it's even in the article.
Yeah, it's the Be True. It was
Be
Danny
True.
Clinch's first single subject exhibit, and he was using Bruce Springsteen in his natural habitat. And there were several hundred people that turned out to view this rare, intimate photographer lining the walls with all these photographs.
Right. And then there's a whole thing about me in my spotted dress. So then it was his birthday, and as I'm going to, where he lives, I get pulled over from the police.
That always happens to me.
Well, because they knew, I kind of told them I was coming. That's a whole nother story. So it winded up being that they were my biggest cheerleaders.
The police.
The police. They were like, "Oh my God, this is great," and can we take a letter? And so it winded up to turn out to be a good situation. So ever since then, I've been doing events. And, I've been doing major events. And I was building my website. My website was going awesome. But you do get what you pay for because that's what happened. As I was building a website all these years, my web developer, he crashed my website, so I lost all my members.
Oh, jeez.
And it was over 8,000, so it was about 8,000. So that was a horrible little thing right there. But, I figured what kept me going through is, you meet one celebrity, you could get 8,000 members in 2 seconds. Really,
Absolutely.
all they have to do is tweet it out, and before you know it, it's back up again. So it couldn't bring me down, But even being in New York and seeing all the single moms in the housing development, I always had a special place in my heart for single people. And plus I've been single for a very long time now. Ever since I was pregnant with my 4th child. I was single.
Wow.
So, and now they're all grown. They're
amazing kids.
Graduated
you have
college.
Amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's just so tough being a single parent raising your kids.
I just want to say one thing. I want to interrupt you for a minute. This is a great article. And for our listeners out there, all I did was put in Andra's name, which is Andra Napoleon, September 18th article. And it came up in The Observer. It's in Asbury Park waiting for Springsteen with his photographer pal, Danny Clinch. It's a great article. I think everybody should really listen to it. Read it.
Thank you.
It's really great.
I appreciate it. Yeah, So anyway, I know the importance, how hard it is. I've been, researching dating sites. It was a horrible experience because it was getting so bad that nobody was looking like their picture or anything that they posted, that I would have drive-bys at the 7-Eleven. I swear, I would.
Can I just say, we know so many people that actually do need you because they tell us this all the time. They saw his or her picture and they were scared because when they saw the person in person, it was not even the same person.
People.
Exactly. How did the person gain 30 pounds overnight?
Yes, exactly.
Or where
or age.
Why did the person all of a sudden lose all of his hair?
Yeah.
In 1 second.
I resent that.
You have a full head of hair. Your hair is gorgeous.
You do have a nice head of hair.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so it's just the need is so important because people Single Glow is changing the way singles meet. Period. It's not only about dating somebody. It's about finding another single friend. It's about us single moms and us single dads. Everybody needs to be loved. Bottom line,
that is so important.
Everyone needs love.
Absolutely. And companionship.
And companionship.
And
they do.
Somebody that they can count on.
That's what it's all about. So my mission, my goal is to make this happen for our single community. And the sad thing is, there's a lot of things when you start your business. A lot of people take your passion for weakness. Okay. And it's hard to go around that and to fight that off and to keep moving on, especially when you're trying to make something happen yourself.
So the most important thing that you can do for our single community is stay focused.
Is to stay focused.
And to know that what you're doing is a gift.
Is a gift to our single community. So I back in the day, I was going to do all of this whole entire thing, build it up so I could feed Single Glow Charities, Inc. I had a charity made. And
I love that. Tell us about that, about the charities, because people love charities.
Yes, and I put a lot of money into my charity, about $10,000.
But what would the charity actually do? The charity that's linked to it. How does that benefit? How does Single Glow benefit those charities?
The unfortunate thing is that I don't no longer have the charity because it takes money to continue. But my charity was I was going to build a housing development where single parents can live there and help them get a college education so they could move on in life.
And better themselves.
What a
great idea.
And I even picked a housing development out, and there's 100 family unit back somewhere where I checked it out and nobody's living in it, and which is a waste. And I wanted to build a community center, just like the one that I lived in the Bronx, and where you can go there and it could have special needs programs for children, everything about children. And this is a safe community center where you can go. You have lawyers, doctors, dentists, people that just can't afford the best, and have people go in there and donate their time. And it's just so funny how my daughter became a doctor, and my 2 sons became engineers,
right?
And
my other daughter is becoming
a
doctor.
psychologist.
Yes.
So it's amazing how they could really have helped in this whole community
and they
center.
still can.
They still can.
Yes, because you're taking Single Glow to another level.
Yes.
And then anything is possible.
Anything is possible. It's been a while now. There's been ups and downs, but
But that's
I can't
where
give up.
we want to focus on the up.
The up, yes.
Yes. So you want to stay positive and focus on the up and know that whatever it is, we can make that happen.
So is Single Glow a website? Is it a dating site? If you went to singleglow.com, what would you find?
Okay, right now, being that the other site is no longer because...
Very good, Anthony. Yeah, what would you find?
Very good. You will find information about what the site is, and now with the, I'll be launching Single Glow gear. You could get it on
That's
singleglow.com.
fantastic. You know, I have to tell you, when I was going online and I was looking through Single Glow, then I saw us on her website. So I was so excited about that.
Yeah.
And my daughter, Mara, was on there also. So that was a really cool thing.
It was fate, right?
Yeah, see
It was
that?
because I didn't put everybody's picture. You know, Single
But you
Glow.
did put
I
ours
put you
because
guys
we
on
looked
there.
good
That's
that
right.
day.
You
Uh-huh.
did. And you're such a good supporter, and I appreciate that. So I'm trying now to work on a few things and get Single Glow in
Fantastic.
stadiums where there's thousands of people where you can meet.
And let me
face to
tell you
face.
something. You definitely want to get this T-shirt, gals, okay? Because it's so cute and it has Swarovski crystal on it. But besides that, and I love the little pink bracelet with the keychain on it.
You're gonna get a free. You're gonna get a free. If you order something on Single Glow gear, you'll be getting a free Single Glow bracelet with every item ordered. That's what I'm gonna do for this
I love
specific
these,
launch.
especially this one. It's pink, you know, which everybody who's listening
glows in
knows.
the dark.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I love that.
all
But
about the
everybody
glow.
knows pink is my color, okay?
Yes.
And I think they've always glown in the dark because my
Not all of them. Yours did.
Mine did.
You had a glow.
Yes.
Now this is a glow too.
Yes,
So I'm
just the
excited
black and
about
white
that.
ones didn't, but now the white and black ones glow. So
I love that.
there are 30,000 bracelets out, New York, New Jersey, and Philly, and there are marriages from Single Glow.
That's so awesome.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I
How
was just
proud.
I am, and you know, we're tired of going on the internet to meet other single people. We want to just be out and about, and we're with our friends, and we're safe, and people want to meet people just living life, and that's it. Bottom line. So my Single Glow gear is you know, it's going to be launched. I've been designing a few designs, and basically I want this to grow so I could get other designers to come on board, especially if they're coming out of college. That's a big thing on my heart, where I could help them pay off their college education with their designs.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I'm going to be working on. That it was a 7 years in the making for the store, the Single Glow store, which is finally I got somebody to help me with. And
So what are you going to have in this store?
right now I have designs on T-shirts, so and they're pretty cool. Like there's one, it's a cute little cat. My daughter and I designed, and it has a little Single Glow little pennant. Like that's hanging from the little collar.
Oh, that's
and
so
it says "Ask
cute.
me out," like cute.
Ask me out.
Ask me out.
Meow.
I love that.
Right? There's skull designs. There's rainbow designs. There's a pretty cool new men's design that's out. So it's going to grow from here.
I'm
course.
definitely into the skull designs.
Oh yes, I have really nice skull
Do you?
designs
Oh,
on
cool.
there. Yeah, with a hat, and it says Single Glow right in the little hat there.
And who doesn't love a little pussycat?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I do.
Yeah.
I do too.
Taking a quick break, Trend Radio continues after this on 920 The Jersey. We'd like to thank Artis, 60 years experience in the field of senior living care, focusing on helping each resident find meaning and joy every day with dignity.
We are Anthony, Vincent, and Elise, together, Trend Radio, where we talk about love, lust, romance, and sex.
Mostly sex.
So now, from moving forward here again, because sometimes it's nerve wracking. Like, what's the next step? What should I be doing? Because really, I'm doing this for our single community, and it's much needed. And I want to help out, give back to our single community. With everything sold, a portion of the proceeds is going to be going to different charities, and I'm going
That's
to see if I can
wonderful.
work with the Big Brother Big Sister program.
Oh, there is definitely a need there.
There is,
Yeah, definitely a need there.
especially with my kids, not having their dad around. I mean, when they were in school, they were also in the Big Brother, Big Sister program at school. And then when they got older, they were the Big Brother, Big Sister.
I love that.
I like that, yeah.
That's
all
fantastic.
of them, all 4 of them.
Well,
so
all
this
4
is
of
They
them
saw
are
the
amazing.
importance of that, yeah.
There is. So I have a special bond with Big Brother, Big Sister, and hopefully that we could do something really grand in Asbury Park, because people do know about Single Glow in Asbury Park. I've done many events there. You know how
So that's wonderful.
Stone Pony, Wonder Bar, Paramount Theater. I've been parts of all of them.
That's
so
fantastic.
I'm hoping that I could, really launch this out.
And the Big Brother, Big Sister community would also be really great because people are bringing their kids, and so that's a great thing. And then they're meeting each other.
Right.
And they'll see the bracelets, and that would be wonderful. They'll know that, they're part of this Single Glow community.
Right. It's, part of the movement. I mean, how cool would it be just for them to meet other single parents, and then they all connect and they get
Exactly.
along?
Right. What I was
Right.
saying. Yeah.
And then say, for instance, like you're not living in a great place and this person is, or maybe you could pool your money together and focus on you two living in a better place and raising your kids together, like a village.
That's the point. Well, that's the point. Living, meeting each other, finding the compatibility, and it happening because you were in the same place at the same time, having something to do with Single Glow. And, right there, they have that XO, and then they have a life together.
Right.
And that's because of Single Glow.
Yes. And
So that would be a great thing.
let's just pray about it. You know how both of you know how passionate I am
Yes,
for all these
absolutely.
years.
Well,
and
I
I'm full
think that
force.
our listeners also know how passionate you are
Oh, good. I'm glad.
because they're hearing what you're saying.
Yes, and now it would be great. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it because this is the only way I can move forward. I have a donate button.
Oh,
Don't hate to say that.
I know,
That's a
but
good thing.
it's like I usually work for other foundation and raise money for other people. It's just very hard.
And
well, so you
here's
know
the
how
thing.
to raise money
I
for other
do.
people. Do it for yourself or for your passion, for your
Well,
love.
do it for Single Glow.
I'm doing it. I have to
Go
do it
with
for
the
Single
glow.
Glow.
It's all about the glow.
Yes, you have the pregnancy glow. Oh, you're glowing. So glow is all positive. Why not have the single glow? Be proud to be single.
Because you know what? Do it for the glow, and then the glow will connect with another glow.
Yes, got glow. I trademarked that too. Like got
Yeah.
milk.
Got glow, yeah.
Got glow. Yes. So that's it. That's what I'm trying to do, and it's just really hard to meet people. And even myself, I'm single. It's hard to meet people because especially when you get even older, you don't want to just settle. You know.
Well, it's all about finding the right person and the connection. And so it's about having a meetup place and
Instantly.
and having, but again, finding the right connection. And so hopefully Single Glow will be that connection.
Yes, give you more of an option of meeting the one. Single Glow will do that.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Got Glow?
Got
That's
glow?
right.
Did you ever go on a dating site?
Have I?
Have you ever?
Many times.
Many
we
times.
do a lot of research on because we talk so much about relationships and love and lust and sex, of course.
Mostly sex.
Oh, really? So I have to come back for those. I have plenty of things to add to that.
Hey, add away. But that's the point. We do go on a lot of different sites to see what's happening and what's going on out there and just different things. So we have been on them.
So you know the dilemma.
And don't forget, we also are in the salon, so we're talking to clients all the time, and we're listening to their stories, their single stories, their married stories, their not so married stories, and their
Yep.
single again stories, and their
Everybody has a relationship story
And
or
their-
a relationship need.
and their dating
Everyone.
site,
Yes.
their dating site stories. So we were curious, and so we would check that out. And boy, were they ever right! My one client, this was amazing. She was going out on a date with a guy, and he sent her a picture, and he looked clean cut and nice. And I said, he looks like a nice guy. She goes, and here's the next picture. This is the picture from the actual date, and I was shocked.
Totally different.
It was not even, I said, is this his cousin? Okay, because they had a resemblance, but they didn't look alike. I said, is this his cousin? And she's like, I don't know who it was.
What were the differences?
The differences were he was older, he was heavier, and he was wearing 5 pounds of jewelry around his neck.
Before or after?
in person.
In person.
She wouldn't have gone out with him if she had seen him looking like that.
Well, he was probably Italian if he had that much gold around his neck.
He wasn't Italian. Not everyone is Italian.
Maybe
Anthony.
he was a rapper.
Maybe he'd want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a story. Somebody he posted all his pictures. He said 40 years old. I was like, okay.
How old was
40
he?
years old. 67 he turned out to be.
I was going to say, what is he, 65?
I was like, well, I used to look like that. I'm like, you can't false advertise yourself that way.
I can't believe people that are well over 40 like that who say they're 40 all the time. That just amazes me.
Isn't it amazing?
It is, I'm telling you.
Just embrace your age,
Yeah,
you know?
I think so, Anthony. I think you should always embrace your age.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree too.
You know what I wanted to add? Single Glow, is that open to all people of genders, sexual preferences, or gender preferences?
Yes. Single Glow is for all ages, color, race, religion, religious beliefs. It's for everyone.
Single
it's the
Glow
official global XO symbol for singles, and it has nothing to do with about religion or race or anything. It's just the official symbol for singles that's passed by the United States Trademark Office, and it's an outlet for other people to meet.
So Single
living
Glow
life.
is for single people, period.
Period.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Who
matter
you
same
are.
sex or different sex,
Nothing.
nothing. That's wonderful.
Yes, and I did. I even did research too. Even with our gay community. Look at this little bracelet I have here. It's-
Oh, the rainbow
Yes,
colors.
it's a
Yeah, I love the rainbow one.
bracelet.
I was
I'll
going to
give
say
you
that.
one.
I love that one. It'll match my pink one.
It will. And so, they said, we don't need something that necessarily be, rainbow or anything. They were more happy with the XO.
I love the XO. I think that's
You know
great.
who you are.
Yes.
I love
You
that
know your
symbol.
preference.
That really is a brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it
the
really is
symbol.
brilliant.
The
Thank
XO.
you.
A kiss
the whole
within a hug.
concept.
It wasn't easy getting that all done, but it's here,
But you
and it
did
needs
it.
to be. It needs to go forward. I mean, there's sometimes in life, you hear, and then it's like you get squashed down, and then you just keep going and keep going. But now it's time to really take it further. But I do need help. I definitely need donations. I'll put you guys on the website. I do have a fan page, Single Glow, on Facebook, which would be great if you could like my fan page, because it is true about likes.
Sure.
The more likes that you have, the more people look at you.
Yeah,
That's
that
right.
is true. Yeah.
If someone wants to donate, where would they go and how would they push the button?
Well, they could go on singleglow.com and you'll see a donate button. You'll be able to donate by either sending in a check or a money order. I'll have an address where you could do that,
Or they
you
can
could
put it on a card, right?
Or you could just donate it, and I'm going to just click it to PayPal, so it's all going to be safe and everything. And I'm definitely going to use that money to. I have this one more next step that I need to do, and I'm going to be using that money to tighten in that one last step. And I think that's going to be a big game changer. I really do. Because you need, single people need another outlet to go to. They don't always want to go to Facebook to do what I'm want to
Exactly,
do. Yeah, I
exactly.
don't want to talk about it because it's never been done before.
So we're not going to talk
So,
about that.
Yes, and I did find somebody that can do apps, and he said he can do it. So now I just need to raise money to make that happen, and it's really going to help. It's going to be total game changer for the dating community and the single sites that are out there. So I'm praying that this happens, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make this work. And this is my mission. This is my purpose in life, is to help our single community out in more ways than one. So that's why I'm here.
And there are so many ways that you are helping the community, and you've got so much there. Is this something that you're doing all yourself, or, do you have help?
I don't have any help.
I can't imagine how you can keep everything so straight, so organized. I don't think I'd ever be able to do it. But but you've been doing a fabulous job.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that you could, recognize all the hard work that I'm putting in, for our single community. But yeah, I'm doing this by myself. Even when I did events, I've had big events that I booked bands and music and comedy and this and that, and everything was going great until the website. But now we're just going to have to move forward from that.
right.
Past
Absolutely.
that. You know, we got to keep going. When there's like a negative, turn it into a positive. That's my motto.
what I always say.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, if you have any other questions, thing is, everybody just wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have friendships and be liked.
And everybody just go to singleglow.com. Check it out. Check Andra out. Just do it.
Yes,
You'll be
become
glad
a
you did.
Facebook fan.
Yes.
And see
everybody
what I'm-
get your glow on.
get your glow on. Good.
Taking a quick break. Trend Radio continues after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank artists where senior residents are encouraged to do what helps them feel fulfilled and content, offering spacious living areas designed for social and emotional connections with safety always at the forefront.
You know, that Andra is just awesome. But, you know, speaking of glow, nothing gets my glow on like a little glass of wine.
Cabernet,
Cabernet to be exact. Dark.
you know, my recollection, it's not a little glass of wine for you. It's
Oh
a
my
big
God.
glass.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, then
I have
it's
the average
3 or
size.
4
No,
little
it's
glasses.
not. No, 2. Maximum 2.
Okay. I've heard that before.
I'm about to throw a glass of wine somewhere near you.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be drinking it. I know that.
Oh my God.
You know,
You're awful.
I thank you. Wine and sex is definitely not a pairing.
Where did you come up with that? Out of nowhere.
Well, we're talking about singles. We're talking about wine.
Okay.
And wine and sex, for me, instantly comes to mind. You know,
It's not typical though. It's not like you would think
Well-
it goes together all the time, but
wine is used as a social lubricant.
absolutely.
You know?
People don't realize that though,
No, they don't.
but it absolutely is.
Yeah. In 2009, there was an Italian research group that published a study that showed the correlation of drinking wine, specifically red wine,
Red wine.
Cabernet.
Yeah. Of course, mine.
It increased the sexual appetite of women. The study talked to over 1,000 Italian women who drank red wine and other alcohol, or no alcohol at all.
I know who won. I know who had the highest sex drive.
Well, it was the Italians, of course.
No, it was the red wine drinkers.
Oh, you're right. The red wine drinkers scored higher than other alcohol drinkers.
Yes. Uh-huh. I'm sure.
And a lot higher than the non-drinkers.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know why alcohol makes you horny.
Well, it just does something. It stimulates that very primitive part of your brain.
Oh, the libido.
Actually, I think it's called the hypothalamus.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well.
It's located right above your brainstem. I don't think you have one.
Oh, that was not nice.
Well, you know what? Next time you're talking about how many glasses of wine you think I have, you'll think about that in your brain, in your brainstem.
I know how many glasses
Oh my
of wine
gosh.
you have because you keep grabbing mine.
Oh my
I don't get a chance. Al, this is true. I get 3 sips whenever we have an event. 3 sips of wine. I set my glass down. I turn.
He
It's
doesn't
gone.
order wine.
It's gone.
He doesn't order wine. He orders other drinks. He orders drinks I don't like.
This is a perfect example of a Jewish wine right here.
Oh boy.
I do not wine. All right, continue.
Elise, and this is all I'm trying to say, is moderation is the key.
Moderation is always key, but let's talk about the brainstem, okay? Because this portion of the brain
My brainstem, my
Actually-
second favorite organ.
actually regulates your basic human functions. That includes your body temperature, your hunger, your hormone levels.
I know how to make a
parental-
hormone.
I know, we don't pay her. A parental attachment behavior, that kind of thing. But mostly, definitely, positively, your sex drive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you only need a little bit to feel any of these effects.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people don't even realize that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure a lot of people don't realize that. But, it's the truth.
And a fact is, it has been shown that alcohol tends to arouse women more than men.
Well, it does a different, if you have too much alcohol and you're male, it does a different little thing that's not always so pleasant to the
It
men.
has the opposite effect.
Yes, pretty much so.
We think big, but act small.
Sleepiness and mushiness. Yeah.
Hey, are we talking about pasta? I like my pasta al dente.
Yeah,
that
no, we were not talking about...
No, thanks for the mushat.
We were not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would have never eaten my grandmother's pasta. No way, Jose.
Do you know that smelling your wine will turn you on?
I know.
You do?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, just like smelling chocolate.
Oh, yes.
Yes, for women anyway. Or licorice,
Mm-hmm.
musky, woody, oaky. Like, take a woman to, a winery in the oak room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's dark and oaky and scented beautifully. And
Oak is one of the hardest woods.
yeah, I'm sure it is, mister. Yeah, I got it too. Uh-huh. Okay. While this science is actually very new, it's still very, very, very complex.
Okay.
Okay. And they suggest that, certain scents will turn us on, and most of the time, what is in your wine is going to turn you on, these kinds of scents. And that's what I was saying before: musky, earthy, woody, licoricey, and cherry. Who doesn't like a cherry?
My favorite fruit.
Mine too.
Yeah.
It's all about the cherry.
They say that men are turned on by lavender, caramel.
Butter.
Oh, yeah. Licorice is the big one.
Yeah, it's one for us too.
Yeah.
Orange is a big one. Citrusy, yeah.
And those vanilla-like aromas, what I find? Whenever somebody walks by me and they have like a vanilla-based perfume, my nose just follows them.
Yeah,
it's
I watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Flintstones when Fred Flintstone smells the dessert and he starts, drifting off into the direction of that.
He kind of floats to the dessert, right?
So do you. Yeah. Okay, but there's not necessarily, conclusive evidence. Okay, it's not. But, it's suggested.
Okay. There's a condition called anosmia, I think it's pronounced. Anosmia? Anosmia. Anosmia. That sounds like an Italian word.
Anosmia.
Yes.
Anosmia.
Okay, and that's where you lose your sense of smell.
Which is awful because people who don't smell typically have a lower sex drive. But besides that, they're missing out on so many lovely scents.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's true. That's absolutely the truth.
And that's what...
Because okay, I know you were talking, so I'll let you go. I don't want to...
Please don't start now.
I love it. Okay, go on. What were you saying?
No, I was just talking about... it would be a shame that people can't have no smell memories.
Yeah, smell memories. That's what I was going to talk about.
Oh,
the memory of a scent. Like this is going to sound crazy, but it's true. Like your mother's perfume.
Oh.
I remember the way my mother used to smell. Oh, it was like heaven. It was delicious.
The Young Pope on HBO, when he was looking for his mother, who sent him to the orphanage, he remembered the smell of his mother from a little boy.
That's like what we did that study, remember, about women who will be able to smell their man on their T-shirt, in the bottles. The gift of scent, and I say gift because it brings you to a place where it's oh so beautiful when you smell something that gets your serotonin going, that gets your brain going, that makes you feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful thing, and it stays with you forever. Like when I smell anything that has a powdery rose scent, it reminds me of my grandmother, and I smile. Mm-hmm. And then my mother, my God, she...
When I smell garlic, it reminds me of my grandmother. Garlic and olive oil.
Yeah, okay. But anyway.
You were talking about smells that we recognize with people. Do you know that I stopped dating a young lady because I just didn't like the way she smelled?
Yes, because that's very important also.
Yeah, I found it offensive.
If you don't like the way somebody smells, you're not going to be comfortable with them. Uh-huh. And that's the truth. A scent is very, very important. And it gives it's actually what gives the strongest and the longest lasting memory of a person.
Yeah, that's called the olfactory memories.
Yes. It's very, yeah. And everybody's experienced something like that, you know, because like certain, you know, you walk in somewhere and a certain scent, oh my God, you know, it brings you to a place, you know, back, you know, from whenever, you know, like, you know, when you go to, what you love to go to Ocean Grove, when you smell the ocean, you know, there's nothing like smelling the ocean. It's so clean and fresh, and it brings you to a place of, you know, childhood memories when you were a little boy and you were on vacation with your parents.
That's right.
You know, and it makes you feel safe and good. The ocean.
We were actually there this past weekend.
And exactly, so that you always feel that. I mean, we go a lot. You know, we all go a lot to the ocean. We're on the Jersey Shore, so we're lucky.
That's right. Weekend for me is Monday and Tuesday, by the way.
I know. I know when your weekend is.
Oh, you do?
Of course.
How
could I not know? That's pretty much close to my weekend as well. You know, because in this industry that we're in, we work on Saturdays.
Yes.
You know, so Sundays, Mondays, you know, that kind of thing. Tuesdays, the beginning of the week, it's quiet, it's lovely, and we can do things that we don't have to do on Saturdays with the, you know, everybody else. You know, which is fantastic.
You know, we were talking about these smells that remind us of things. So that means if you had a really wild night in the past with a particular rosé,
that will stay with you. You'll drink that rosé, or you'll smell that rosé, and you'll think of that time. It'll click for you.
So you can actually become aroused with
because
that wine's aroma?
Because you become conditioned to that scent.
Kind of like a Pavlov's dog?
Exactly. Conditioning. It's huge. It's huge. Like, okay, I know you've heard that wine and chocolate are aphrodisiacs.
Oh, yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
You know, we talk about aphrodisiacs all the time.
That's right.
Okay. Well, a lot of these, that's because they have amines in them. So a lot of these compounds are present in very small amounts of wine.
That's
chocolate.
right. And amine is an organic compound, if anybody doesn't know that.
Okay. Well, there are certain wines like Merlot, Cabernet, which you know I love to drink.
Yes.
You know, they have the highest amounts of the amines.
And you know, and they're my favorite wines.
Mine
by the
too.
way.
And they tend to be made with the natural yeasts, the oak aged,
There you go.
unrefined,
Yeah.
unfiltered, you know, all of that kind of stuff. They've been fermented. Like, it's crazy, you know? But two of the most common ones that are found in wine are histamine and serotonin.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The histamine correlates with that increased sex drive.
Exactly. Alertness, weight loss. That's why we want it. We feel a certain way when we have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's why you know. That's why I drink it the way I drink it. It's a good feeling.
And that's why I smell it the way I smell it.
Me too.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.